All right, welcome back to another edition of the Gridiron Report. Manny Navarro, joined once again by Herald High School sports writer Andre Fernandez. We're on the campus here at University School, Nova Southeastern. Dre, a little hard to find this campus if you haven't been here before.
Yeah, it's a little hard to find. So within the Nova Southeastern University campus, but once you're here, you can see this beautiful practice facility that the school has. You can play games here if you had more seats. I mean, with the kind of, field you have here, it just shows you that this program is on the rise right now.
Yeah, right next door to the Dolphins as well. They're practicing down the street from here.
Right there.
A little bubble.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about last week's action. Of course, the big game. Booker T beat Central 28-17. Thrilling finish in this game. Dre, my question to you now, since we're here at University campus. University, of course, wins last week. They beat Norland 47-12. It was a blowout. Let's look ahead. I know it's early in the season, but let's look ahead right now. I mean, this Booker T University showdown is going to happen.
Week 2 in the playoffs, you're already penciling it in. Yeah, why not, right? I mean, if it does happen, it is going to be a tremendous matchup. I mean, right now, the rankings aren't going to show it because University is nationally ranked, but they're about 20 right now. Booker T is at the top. University has a little bit to climb, but in terms of talent, you look at both rosters, it's very comparable. I mean, Booker T right now, I think has a little bit of an edge. You look at that defense and what they did last week against Central, but these guys here, tremendous backfield. Jordan Scarlett, Lawan Hunt, Sean White at quarterback. Both lines, both on the defense and on offensive side of the ball. Very strong, big, fast in the secondary. It's not going to be a cakewalk one way or the other. It still could be a tremendous matchup, and the Suns will give them a good challenge.
All right, well, let's talk about this Booker T matchup against Central that happened. Exciting finish, as we mentioned earlier. You know, Dre, the thing that blows me away about Booker T is they don't look very big, but they are so fast on defense. They really did an excellent job on Dalvin Cook and Joe Yerby.
Defense. Fast everywhere. I think even the kicker's fast. They just don't need him to run. I mean, at this point, you look at those guys. Treon is in such command of that offense. Those wide receivers, the way they got open. Deltron Hopkins had that big play that tied the game. But the most impressive part was that defensive front, that front seven, the way they handled. Central's offensive line is one of the best in the country. The size, the agility, and they were able to just push them around, especially in that fourth quarter, forcing some bad passes that led to Terry Jefferson's game-winning interception.
All right, Champagnat took on Westminster Christian. You were there for that one. I called it the Small School Super Bowl. Champagnat wins 22-7. Do they look like a team that can go to state this year? Day Christian made it last year in 2A.
In Class 2A, it could happen. Obviously, that's the team, the one you just said, Day Christian. That's their Super Bowl for Champagnat. They know it. They've been saying it already. Coach Tunsil knows that they can't take that team for granted, even though right now Day Christian had a bad loss to Gulliver. When it comes to that game, it's at their place. It's still going to be a crazy atmosphere there. The Crusaders want it bad. You know, they've been hearing all the Champagnat talk all summer, and they feel like they've been a little bit slighted right now, so it's still going to be a big game. But, yes, they have the talent right now. You look at their team speed on offense, on defense. They got a bunch of playmakers. They didn't even have one of their best playmakers. Michael Johnson was injured, but he should be back, hopefully, for their sake, for that game. It's still going to be the district championship, and I think Champagnat does have a good chance.
All right, Columbus took on Belen. You were down there at FIU. This one wasn't even close. Explorers 37-0 over the Wolverines. Here's my question to you, Dre. Will Belen ever beat Columbus?
I mean, it doesn't look like in the near future it won't if things stay the way they are. I mean, Columbus just seems to have the mental edge in that series right now. Also, just from a coaching standpoint, let's talk beyond that series. I think Columbus this year, they lost some of those superstar names from last year, but you can tell that by the end of the season, they're going to be quite capable of making a run again in Class 8A. I mean, they're well coached. Tucker Byrne right now seems to be coming around, looking a little better at the quarterback position than he did last year. We'll see if that continues to progress. The only thing, hopefully, for their sake that I think they need to do is they need to get that backfield going. They still have two good backs. Maybe they're not Woodley and Chestnut right now, but Armstrong and Rasul down the line, if they can get some rhythm going, it'll make them even more dangerous.
All right, a big game that we don't have highlights for this week. South Dade knocks off Carroll City down at Harris Field. This was a big game in 8A, involving an 8A team for South Dade. A good win for them over a good Carroll City team.
Well, we said South Dade was going to be a lot better, and it seems like they're finally starting to show it. Some question the fact that they were basically a botched field goal away from losing to Columbus in Week 1, but they turned around, responded well at home, took down a good Carroll City team that's much improved, and I think the Bucks are another team very capable, just like Columbus, of trying to make it to Orlando this year.
All right, that wraps it up for this week. We'll be back to give you your picks soon.